Here I am in Cape Town, all the way from the mother city, where there claim to be a big water shortage. So here I came to do some free talks and teach folk about how to build a constructed wetland and a grease trap in literally half an hour that get an additional 21,000 liters of wastewater, or will turn that wastewater, will turn all the wastewater from shower bath and kitchen sink into usable water for garden irrigation and of course flushing the loos. And the response hasn't been quite as what I thought. You know, this is a water thirsty city, and they were all freaking out and running around buying 5-liter bottles, standing in the shops and, you know, wasting all their time on buying the water. And here I am doing free talks, and I've had one guy arrive at a talk last night, and I've had about 5 people arrive at the talk the night before, provided that we have marketed it to about 4,000 Capetonians. And you know, obviously this got me into deep thinking of what is really going on. And I have realized something quite important. And what I have realized is that there is no problem in the city with water. In fact, 99% of the cities will never experience a problem with water. And I'll explain to you why. The main reason is that they can't let that happen, because having a city full of people providing taxes, VAT, water and sewage, and all the municipal fees and all the extra taxes and they are feeding their monstrosity from all of us. So for them to run out of water will be a total mess, because people are going to flock out of the city and the city will go bankrupt, or, you know, it'll be abandoned. So they will do whatever they can to make sure that you have water. So the recent scare in Cape Town, you know, I'm not going to go into let me tell you what I think happened. What I think happened, and it might be dangerous information for me, but really it's beyond now. I'm ready to receive a bullet for saving our human race, saving our Mother Earth. So here is what I think. What I think is that, and one company, one corporation needed to come in and take over the water supply for profit reasons, for the reasons of control, so they can put various things into the water to keep people numb and dumb. That's the agenda. It's not conspiracy theory. That's what they want. They don't want people asking too many questions, and they don't want anybody rising up. But besides the point, they want one corporation to take over the water supply in the city, and they obviously want to profit from it. So there could have been a water crisis, but all that did is bump the price up of water tenfold in 1 month. So that's it. All the scare and tactic and hectic and schmectic and freaking out was all that to raise the price of water tenfold, add an extra zero in a month. That's it. Because there was supposed to be a day zero in Cape Town in March, and guess what? Without any rain coming, without the dams being full, I mean, there was a little drizzle, but the dams never got any water. Suddenly the day zero, which is the day that the water's supposed to run out, disappeared. So how do they do that? Well, besides the desalination boats that could arrive from Arabs, and I don't know, I didn't go into details of what exactly happened, but what they do around the cities around the world is they loop the sewage back. They treat the sewage and add chlorine, chemicals, whatever they need to add to make that water safe to drink, and they loop it back into your tap. And guess what? People pay for it. I mean, isn't that insanity that people pay for their own treated shit that they are drinking back out of their tap, and they say, no, but that water is safe to drink? I mean, just the energetical thinking of that, just the energy of drinking somebody else's sewage treated with chlorine and chemicals, or sewage of an entire city diluted. And you know how homeopathy works, homeopathy you know, it's micro dosing, it's dilution to 1 to 1,000,000 that gives you the strongest results. So now we've got cities, and I'm not saying that's what's happening in Cape Town. It might be happening in Cape Town because suddenly they don't have the day zero anymore. There is water, and there's no tomorrow. There's plenty of water. There's no problem with water here. It was all a political stance to raise the price of water tenfold and have maybe one corporation or their own corporation to really profit from this, and maybe save up for a sewage plant that can loop the water back to drinking quality. Not good for people to drink, but you know, safe, as in you won't get E. coli, but you know, never mind what else you're going to get and what type of depression you can get into by drinking that type of crap. Excuse my word, but that's what it is. But they're doing it in cities around the world. So there is no problem with water in the cities. If you want to, and I have already described why. So they're looping the sewage back to us. We are paying for it. They've raised the price tenfold, so now we're paying 10 times more for treated sewage back to our tap. And they're doing it all in majority, a lot of big cities around the world that really don't have less rainfall, and the dams are not providing enough. They're just looping the sewage back in. So the real cost of water is, you will understand it once you move onto the land. And once you move onto the land, you can't just open a tap because nothing is going to come out. The water has to be gotten from somewhere. And that, as we already experienced with Mexican research and research all over the world, that we are depleting our aquifers at about 3 to 4 meters a year. 4 meters a year less water, 4 meters a year less water, because nobody is recharging the aquifers through simple permaculture contoline earthworks, which allow the water to drop into the trenches on contoline and feed these contoline berms and recharge the groundwater, because none of that is happening at the moment on a, you know, and everybody's just sucking. So we're dropping the water at 3-4 meters a year, and some places even faster, which would mean that soon there won't be any aquifer waters. And in Mexico, what happened is they pierced an underground lens, and arsenic and fluoride started mixing in with the clean water, and all water has gone very bad, and kids are getting black teeth. So where I'm going with this, I just wanted to give you a little piece of education that the system has got us by the balls. And for you ladies, I don't know what they got you by, but the system has got us, okay? I mean, I don't follow the news, but just somebody mentioned about a war in Syria, and I just quickly checked on Google, and it's horrifying. You know, the picture still stands in my mind's eye, and I wish I never seen it, but you know, almost better to be an ostrich with my head stuck in the sand. But the reality is they're using chemical warfare right now in Syria. I don't know what America is doing 10,000 kilometers away in another continent, attacking another country, but you know, we all know we have a virus, okay? We have a virus that's attacked our planet, and this virus is being fed by the very taxes that we are paying as the humans of this planet. It's full on matrix. This is not a conspiracy theory, and the sooner that you wake up, the sooner that you realize that, the sooner that we can do something about it, okay? So this virus is attacking our planet and is fed through our energy, by our taxes, by our money, by us slaving away for 20, 30, 40 years so we could pay up a square box. And this virus is thriving and multiplying using our tax money, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. I mean, America already has 40 military bases in Africa. They are all over the world. And that, you know, this is not to put a judgment on our American brothers and sisters who are doing great work and that are becoming conscious and aware, but the bottom line is the governments are attacking our planet. Our planet is suffering, it's crying out. Our human race is suffering, it's crying out. And whilst we, the folk in the city, are living blindly, majority, a lot of people are watching TV and just having the drink of wine, and you know, life is great, but their taxes are going for the very war in Syria right now to put chemical warfare on the Syrian children and people. How's that linked? Well, let me give you a quick glimpse. You go and watch a movie about Disney. Not to say that Disney is propagating fear into our children's brain, just like 99% of other Hollywood movies. Incredible fear. I mean, I walked out of 2 13 age restriction movies because it's affecting the waters in my body. It's put fear into me. And I walked out of 2 13 age restrictions, and the third one was Transformers. It was just too hectic, too much visual, too much sound, too much shooting, too loud, affecting the waters of my body. So you go and watch a movie about fairies and pixies in a standard movie cinema, and a ticket, let's say, costs you, let's say it costs you $10, just, you know, just make it uniform. Now let's say 50% of that ticket has to go to Warner Brothers because they made the film, you know, so they've got a benefit. So I don't know the percentage, so they just say, but it's a big percentage, you know, they made the film, they take the percentage of, you know, the screening. So let's say it's half, so $5 goes to Warner Brothers, which sits in Hollywood, America, and America uses 70% of their tax funds, of all the money that they receive from all the taxes, for military warfare, which they call security. But why would they need security? What security? Nobody's attacking America. They're on a different continent. No, people are scared of America. Why would they attack America? Security. No, military warfare is to attack other countries so they can swallow up like a virus other countries, so they can have all the countries pulling taxes into their one pile, you know. So it's the banks in England and the government, you know, I don't know who else in cahoots, you know, it's hard to say, but definitely those two, and they're pulling in the funds from entire planet by causing war all over, by stirring, by letting our children watch and play those games, training them to be future soldiers. You know, my son is running around shooting other zombies and people with these machine guns in the game. It's not going to be much more of a difficult switch to give him a real gun and say, shoot, your country is at risk, shoot for your country or you go to jail. And that's what they do. And so our 17, 18-year-old children start shooting other people in future because they've been so numbed with all the games and the horrors movies and all the games and the violent movies and all the games and all the deathly movies. So the switch over is very easy. You just put a gun. I've already done it a million times in the game. Why don't you just go and do it for real? It's not much of a difference. And guess what? Your country is proud of you. You know, it's all crap. It's all crap. I'm sorry to say, but everybody's being conned. It's wake up. You can see it. Everybody's being conned like it's out of fashion, and they think we're a bunch of idiots, and that's why they want to keep us dumb, numb, and eventually dead. But before we die, best we pay plenty of taxes, best we pay everything, mortgage, debt, all of these things that are putting chains on our, and just best we get really sick. The more sick the merrier, because we just feed the pharmaceutical and transportation and education, all these systems that they have created for us. And like Jacques Fresco, I was watching a movie, a little clip about him. You know, 500 years ago, if you were to come to a king and say, you know, you want to do something worthwhile and we want to learn, and he'd say, you know, you'd be able to make bows or spears or catapults, because that's what they were teaching at the time, because that's what they needed at the time. Now we're being taught this, that and the other at our universities and schools, because that's what the governments need of us to do. Yes, there's a few of those that take that knowledge, like biomimicry and natural sciences, and even in my case advertising, and apply it to promote a good cause. But majority of the folk are just blatantly consuming and doping themselves out, and then consuming and then doping themselves out, whilst paying debt for 20-30 years and then hitting a retirement village. I mean, I spoke to this gentleman that came, only one gentleman, so we just had an informal chat, and you know, I've been working for 30 years in a system as an engineer. He saved up for his retirement home 2.5 million rand, that's $220,000. He's got a 130 square meter house and a 200 square meter garden. What he showed me, which was interesting to find out, is that first he had a smaller house, big garden, you know, and when in the youth, then he got a bigger house, smaller garden, and now he's got this, you know, the house and the garden has shrank in proportion to the house. And for these 220,000 rand, he's looking literally at the bum of somebody else, another home right in front of him. Is this what our Creator, is this what this magnificent has placed us on this planet to do? Pay off debt for 35 years, live in a square box that we're paying off, put our children into schools where they're humiliated, destroyed, distracted, poisoned, and miseducated by bullshit that can't sustain anybody. I mean, which of these super educational, in 3 weeks, should the big tap of water be switched off right now? Nobody is going to survive past 3 weeks if the big tap is going to be switched off. And that is the education that we have. We haven't been taught how to grow our food, forest, gardens. We haven't been taught how to build our own homes for a fraction of the price, for price of a $10,000 building your own home. We haven't been taught that. We haven't been taught how to harvest our own water, how to recycle it 7 times over, how to use it, reuse it in our garden, how to filter it with biochar filtration and simple methods. None of that stuff have been taught. Instead, we've been taught how to create more boxes, how to create expensive techy things that break, depreciate, and we have a depreciation basically going chaotic right now. But you just don't worry. Enjoy your evening beer, and there'll be a good show this evening on TV. They haven't taught us how to use garden waste and paper to create food, forest, gardens. Instead, they've taught us how to be a consumer and how to pollute and how to throw away these diamonds in plastic bags. Unfortunately, our well-being is not in their best interests. Our well-being is not in the best interest of our government. What is in their best interest is that we are dumb, numb and sick, because that's when they make the most profits. If our well-being was in the best interest of our government and our powers that are attempting to control the planet, or they are controlling, nobody knows, then I wouldn't be sitting and saying this right now. But I strongly believe that our well-being of every single human being on this planet is not in their best interest. Profit, 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 hunger, greed, profit, control. Profit, control is in their best interest. That's what they want, and that's what they got. have identified two major solutions and remedies to this chaos, and I constructed 2 online courses. My Abundance of Water course, which will teach you everything you need to know, how to build your own storage, harvest your own rain from roof, in the ground, from paving, using permaculture earthworks, how to filter that rain with biochar filtration, how to plumb it into your house, and how to reuse it 7 times over to flush loose and to irrigate your food forest garden and vegetable garden. So I've created a course on that. I have also created a course on how to build your own home for under $10,000. I have identified 2 super strong remedies. With these 2 remedies, you will be allowed to, have the major wisdom that you need to know to be able to get out of the city and start your own livelihood with your community, your family and friends anywhere on the planet, in a beautiful place, without taxes, without all this nonsense that the system is burdening us with. So there are 2 courses that are available. bioveda.co. You will find both courses, dome building and learning water. Both of these courses start with a complimentary webinar to the course. Support me so I can carry on providing truthful, researched information that is not shown to you on the mainstream media. And I wish you to have a fantastic day, and I really hope that one day we can live in communities, in self-sustainable kin domain communities. Do yourself a favor, research Anastasia kin domain communities of Russia, and you'll be pleasantly surprised of what is of an alternative that is currently going on to the capitalist society that's brewing. But within 10 years we're going to have 75% of population in our cities. Yeah, and the planet is experiencing, the planet is fine. It's us that we need to really worry about. The planet is fine. I mean, if you just check what's happening in Chernobyl after that nuclear catastrophe, the place is turning into a gem, a beauty, a natural forest. The animals are thriving in the area. So, you know, maybe the big red button, nuclear warfare all over the planet, is the biggest solution that we need. Who knows? But it's quite amazing to see what's happening in Chernobyl, the place that was supposed to be devastated for the next 10,000 years. The fungi, the animals, the fungi is what actually healing that radiation. It's cleaning it up completely. Can be fed radioactive substance into fungi, and the fungus has no trace of it. If once, you know, the mushrooms grow, got no trace of radioactivity, but it cleans up the radioactivity, the oil spills. So our planet is truly phenomenal. There's nothing we need to worry about there. We just want to live a happy life, and right now I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to question where living in a city truly can bring us happiness. Yeah, but maybe it's according to an individual. But I'm seeing a lot of surface happiness, and people are all bound and joyful, and, you know, right on, but just scratch this deep below the surface, and there's depression, there's pills in the evening, there is wine every night, and there's TV shows for 2-3 hours a day. I don't know, that's happiness. And then there is, of course, the malls on weekends, and maybe a hike, which is always good. But I don't want to judge, but just feel things don't seem right. They don't seem right. I might be going mad. You might be thinking I'm conspiracy theorist, but things deep inside my heart just don't feel right. And I know there is an alternative, and I've seen it. Those Anastasia kin domain communities are an alternative of what is possible living on the land. And that's where you'd find the true value of water, because you gotta store it, you gotta catch it, so you can have it coming out of your tap. But I'll carry on bringing more information with you, for you. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't ramble on too much. Got this lovely view I'll show you now. Look at this view. I had my breakfast this morning here. And people have been phenomenal. I have had 15 people offer me space to stay at their houses, which is really a blessing. I'm so grateful for our community. Although I have spent 2 nights sleeping on the beach. You know what? It's been great. I love the stars. So I just wanted to add a little piece. So these 75% of population that are moving into the cities are feeding the very virus that's spreading its tentacles all over the planet, that uses our tax funds, that uses our energy, that uses our money, that they put us in debt, and we put ourselves in debt by signing up contracts without knowing of alternatives. But this virus, before we know it, is going to tell us what to eat, what to drink, when to go to work, when to go to sleep. They will control everything. They already are. Education, water, transportation, energy. As we speak right now, they're busy shooting holistic practitioners all over the planet, taking them out because the people are spreading the wisdom of natural healing and alternatives without pharmaceuticals. These people are being shot right now all over the world. The people that are coming up with free energy devices are being shot all over the world. Using magnetics, ether, to create free energy devices that at a fraction of the price you can have your own 5 kVA generator this size, little Taurus, producing its own energy. These people are being shot all over the world, and I don't know how this information is going to go down on YouTube. They might bring my channel down, but then you know I spoke the truth. And if they don't bring it down, do your own research. Wake up. Wake up to your vision, my brother. Wake up to your vision, my sister. Wake up to your own divinity. Wake up to your own infinity of divinity. Follow your vision, follow your path. Start asking questions. Why are you here on earth? What is your vision? What is your service? How can you serve our humanity? And follow that vision no matter what. Follow that vision. Follow your dream. Even if the entire world stands up against you, follow your vision, because you are unique. You are the child of our Creator, and our Creator wants you to manifest your dream. Have a fabulous day. Post a comment below. Give me your thoughts. Am I right or am I completely off my pip? Let me know. I look forward to your comments. And subscribe to my channel so I can share more truthful research that I have done with you. Subscribe and pop your comment right below.